Welcome back, everyone. I'm Hari.
And I'm Kimi. Today we're exploring the incredible life of Lope Martin, a master pilot whose story is a wild mix of legendary navigation, mutiny, and a mysterious marooning.
He was basically a real-life pirate captain, but with world-class navigational skills. Lope Martin was born in Lagos, Portugal, a free mulatto of Portuguese and African descent. In an era when laws generally restricted foreign maritime employment and pilots were usually expected to be Spanish nationals, he managed to get licensed by likely claiming he was from Ayamonte, a town near the border.
He was highly skilled, which is why Spain's viceroy hired him for the 1564 expedition to the East Indies. Martin was paid 700 ducats, an absolute fortune compared to a common laborer's wage of 40 ducats. He was designated the sole pilot of the smallest ship, the San Lucas.
And when we say small, we mean tiny. The San Lucas was a 40-ton, 29-foot batoche with a crew of 20 and only 8 barrels of water to sail 8,000 miles. To make things wilder, their captain, Alonso de Arellano, was a nobleman who had absolutely zero nautical training before this voyage.
4 days in, Commander Legazpi revealed a massive secret. They weren't going to New Guinea as publicly claimed. They were covertly colonizing the Philippines, which openly violated treaties with Portugal. Then 10 days into the voyage, a huge storm struck.
Legazpi ordered the fleet to slow down, but the San Lucas had such shallow sides that slowing down would flood the deck. Martin kept their speed up to survive, which separated them from the fleet. Now alone on the open ocean, they had to navigate the treacherous Marshall Islands.
On January 5, 1565, they nearly crashed into an atoll. Martin quickly ordered the sails lowered. During the turn, a massive wave swept Martin right off the deck. He miraculously clung to a single rope with one hand, pulling himself back aboard to save the ship.
Incredible reflexes. They managed to trade with local families on what Martin called the Island of the Two Neighbors. But further on, things got hostile. At Chuk Lagoon, locals attacked them with spears. Martin successfully anchored in the pitch black by marking a shoal. They escaped, but at Pulop Atoll, they tragically lost 2 sailors who were clubbed to death.
They even captured a native boy named Vicente near Sorrel Atoll before finally reaching the Philippines on January 29, 1565. They were the very first of the fleet to arrive. But after a month of searching and putting down a minor mutiny in the Davao Gulf, where Martin actually saved the mutineers from hanging because they desperately needed the crew, they still couldn't find Legazpi.
No one had ever successfully sailed the Pacific from west to east. Every major explorer before them had failed. But Martin was a genius. He calculated longitude by measuring magnetic declination. He steered them far north, past the 43rd parallel, to catch the right winds.
It was a brutal journey. It got so cold that snow fell on the ship and their lamp oil froze. The crew suffered from scurvy and had to fight off hordes of water-stealing rats, killing 30 of them a night. Yet, on August 9, 1565, they reached Mexico, completing the first ever return voyage.
They were celebrated as heroes in Mexico until Legazpi's flagship returned. Legazpi and his advisor, Urdaneta, accused them of intentional desertion. But the High Court in Mexico didn't actually acquit them. Instead, they stalled Captain Arellano's case indefinitely and ordered Martin to be returned to the Philippines under arrest to face judgment, forcing him to lead a resupply voyage back to the Philippines. The catch? The court secretly ordered Legazpi to hang Martin upon his arrival.
Knowing he faced execution, Martin had no intention of completing that mission. After departing on the San Jeronimo in May 1566, he launched a mutiny. He helped murder the captain, Pero Sanchez Pericon. When the new rebel captain grew suspicious of him, Martin had him bound and thrown alive into the ocean.
Now in total control, Martin anchored at Ujalong Atoll in July, planning to maroon anyone who wasn't loyal. But the ship's chaplain, Juan de Viveros, inspired a counter-revolt. The Loyalists seized the ship, leaving Martin and 26 of his associates marooned on the atoll.
They were never seen again, though some theorize they left descendants in the Carolines. Yet Martin's legacy lives on as the first to conquer the Tornaviaje, permanently linking Asia and the Americas through trade.
A legendary, complicated figure. Thank you for listening, everyone. We'll see you on the next episode.
This episode is based on the Wikipedia article Lope Martin, which is available under the Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike license. This podcast was crafted using artificial intelligence.